What's up everybody, it's me, Bonesy 10.03, and welcome to Darkwood. This is a Let's Play, but it's a little bit different from your traditional Let's Play. This is Alpha Tracker. It's where I take a game that is in early access, beta, alpha, gamma, epsilon, whatever you want to call it, and basically do a ongoing continuous review of the game with Let's Play elements. So obviously we'll be playing through the game, but we're going to be exploring the game's mechanics quite heavily and seeing how they change as the game progresses through its development. So this game is on the Steam store and it is an early access title. As you can see, we're at Alpha 1.2 right here. So before we start the game, we're going to talk a little bit about it and we'll go through the options menu. So right here we've got the audio options. We've just got sound and music, nothing fancy. And hopefully you should be able to hear me just fine. We have controls all the way over here, and the tutorial does talk about the controls, so you don't have to quite read through these, thankfully. We don't have that many video options. We've got resolution, VSync, language, and gamma, and we have post effects. And this is the main considering factor that's going to lag your game or not. And even at low, which I will be playing the game through, the game still lags considerably when you are recording it using a capture software. I'm currently using Bandicam. And the reason for this is that the game is highly unoptimized, especially when it comes with recording. In fact, the game will crash on you if you start a new game while you are recording. So, this game is early access, it's very unoptimized, but I've worked a few tricks to work around all that. Now, of course, your results may vary. But anyway, what is Darkwood and why am I playing it? Well, Darkwood is a survival, surreal horror experience game. The game is set in 40s or 80s Russia. I'm not quite sure of the date, I'll have to double check that. But it's set in the past, it's set in Russia after a mysterious plague-like or calamity event has occurred, so it's very post-apocalyptic. It is a top-down survival horror game, so you're tasked with venturing out, figuring out where you are, how to get out of the scenario that you are in, while surviving against all the horrors that Darkwood has to offer you. So it's a very, very spooky, scary game. So we're going to go ahead and we're going to start a new game. Permadeath is off because playing with permadeath while you're new at the game is suicide. You won't survive the first night. In fact, I haven't actually passed the first night. So this is a learning experience both for you and me. We're going to not skip the prologue, but unfortunately that means I will have to end the recording right here and start it again when the prologue begins, or else the game will crash on me. It's very unfortunate. The game also has insanely long load times. Yes, it's early access, but the load times are 5-6 minutes long depending on your system. So I'll see you guys when the prologue begins. Even when I'm asleep, I can't stop seeing their faces. Looking at me with trust. Like I could heal them, save them from the spreading plague. Like I could stop the process which destroys their land, rots their bodies and minds. There is no way out of here. I am stuck with them. With their unending calling, pleading, cries, and muttered prayers. Okay, so this is Darkwood. This is where we begin the game. It is a top-down game. Now, there's a few mechanics we can talk about right here. We use the left mouse, or the mouse, to look around, and the left button to basically do everything. We can search the table here. There are some pills. Delicious pills. We'll hold on to that. You can also drag objects around by walking up to them and moving like that. So that becomes very useful. I use this to make moonshine. Alcohol is one of the ways you can heal yourself in this game, but it has a few detrimental effects, which we will talk about. Alright, so let's actually look around a bit. We got some shoes here, nothing inside the shoes. Cages, this time they're empty. So this is the prologue, which just talks about the game a bit. There's a wooden door here. There's a trap door. I used to store some stuff here, but it jammed a long time ago. There's a bed here. I'm afraid to go to sleep. Why is your friend afraid to go to sleep? Well, we'll soon find out. Best not enter this room right now. Now, okay, here we got some alcohol, which we can use to heal ourselves. Some wood, matchsticks, and a rag. And a front door key. So key items are not stored in your inventory, they are just stored separately. Which means that you can keep your inventory by pressing tab. Free to whatever you want to do. And there is crafting in the game. Unfortunately, right now in the prologue, we cannot craft anything. Also, as you see, when we go into our inventory, our field of view basically gets cut off. So you don't want to go through your inventory when there's enemies around. Alright, now to basically interact with things, we can hold the left click button and then drag our mouse to the key button and then let go of the button and it's unlocked. So the controls are a bit finicky, which is one criticism I have of the game, but you soon get used to them. So yeah, it's a wooden doll, a large humanoid doll with a cutout face. We have a dog here. My dog. I don't think it's going to make it. I should end his suffering. Now, I have no idea if this impacts the story or not, but I'm not one sort of person to like kill animals like that, so we're gonna leave that dog alone. You can, however, take an axe to its face, which is a bit cruel. Alright, so we got an axe. Now, we can put the axe over here, and as you can see, there's a red meter above the axe. That's how much it's been damaged. And once it's completely damaged, you cannot use it again until you've repaired it. Now, good thing for us, we've got a repair kit here. Just hidden inside the logs, I suppose. Now, the way we use it, which is very awkward, is you hold the button and then you let go. That uses up one of the repair kits. You can't drag the repair kit over. In fact, you can't drag anything in the game. You just click on them and that allows you to move it around. So it's a bit weird, but you get used to it. Now you hold the right click button and then to charge up your weapon. As you can see, holding the right click button down now, and then you left click to basically blow things up. Alright, let's keep going. And in fact, I'm going to turn the music up a little bit louder because I can't actually hear anything. Alright. I can't, well, maybe there is no music. Can't remember there being any, but anyway, let's move on. So yeah, these woods are a bit spooky, scary, but nothing to really worry about right now. There is no escape from these woods, only rats can squeeze themselves between the trees. Alright, we can't go through there. No, we are meant to go through here, yes. You do get lost quite easily in this game, but there is a map system to help you out ever so slightly. But you don't want to be stuck in these woods after nightfall. Trust me when I say that, and we'll get to that when it happens. So yeah, the lighting system right now, you can't really tell if it's day or night, but it is in fact day. Alright, we got a corpse here with a few more items. And this is where crafting comes into play. We can craft ourselves a little torch. Now, basically the way crafting works is that you've got a whole crafting menu over here, and you move your mouse over the desired item and it tells you what you need to create them. So we just click on that, and bada bing bada boom, we've got ourselves a torch that we can equip. So we pull it out by using the number 3 button, and now we can see in the dark. Oh dear. Quite spooky, quite scary. Alright, so we've got a tree here. Well, the tree's in the way. And we can swing around with the torch as a weapon. In a few days it will be completely absorbed. So we've got our person sort of stuck to a tree there. And we've got something that looks like a person, deer thing. Oh dear. Very gruesome, very scary. Spooky, scary. A doorway here. Don't have enough nails to repair that, unfortunately. So you kind of do want to fix up doors and barricade them, but we'll get into that a little bit later. Right now there's no immediate danger to these woods. Or is there? Nah, not really. Alright. There's water over here, slows you down. You can't actually run through water. Something to keep in mind. I think this one is still alive. Big metal key. If there's an exit out of these woods, this key must be to it. He's unconscious. The little rat didn't make it into his hole. Maybe I speak with a Russian accent. If he's got the key, he must know where the door is. Only pests like him know how to get out of these woods. I'm not quite sure how to make a Russian accent. I won't try. Of course, he won't willingly tell me anything. Okay, so... But this, however... doesn't really matter. So... I think... Yeah... The character we were just playing as is not a happy chappy. Alright. And we've got wire here, and we've got rags here. Now you can use the rags to make bandages, but to be honest, it's kind of pointless at this stage, and you'll see why. So what we're going to do is we're just going to make a lockpick. A lockpick will allow us to open these doors by holding the left mouse button, moving over the lockpick, and it's unlocked. We got a shovel, we got a flashlight. Alright. Now this is a barricaded door, so let's break it down with the shovel. Oh dear, generator's out. That's why we got a flashlight. Who's there? Please let me out. Okay, sir. I'll try to find a way out. Alright, so someone's moved this wardrobe. Oh Jesus, that scared me. Alright, we'll move the wardrobe out of the way. Open this door. There's a man here who looks a little bit like me. The figure on the bed is wearing a worn coat and weathered hat. His eyes are fixed on the hilt of a scalpel stuck in his forehead. Warm wax drips into the wound onto the metal surface. I don't recognize his face, but I know who he is. Alright, he hasn't got anything. Now, here's the generator. The generator's turned off, yet I can hear a faint metallic sound of an engine. Turn on, leave. Turn on. As I reach my hand towards the power switch, I suddenly hear a voice. Gasoline, gasoline. Suddenly, the voice sends a door rumble. What are you looking at? Get me some booze! Okay. I'm going to open up this crate. There should be some gas inside. Now gas, there's also a dog tag. Makulsk. Is that a 9 or an 8? 1918? 1918. So this is set in early 1900s. Or is it? I'm not quite sure, to be honest now. Got some more lockpicks and a nail. Alright, so gas is a very interesting mechanic in this game. You can actually pour gasoline on the floor and set it on fire. So you equip it by holding the right mouse button and you pour it by pressing the left mouse button. As you can see here. You can put it down on the floor and that actually gets set on fire. But if we pour it here in the generator, we can now turn it on. Let there be light. Now let's go save that man, shall we? Could have sworn there was a room here though, where we started off. I better not leave the house at night. It's safer in here. Or is it? Help me. Come closer. Okay. This is why I didn't heal myself earlier. There's no way for you to win this fight. So that just gets you to the end of the prologue faster. And that was the prologue. Rise and shine. Alright, so this is where the game begins. As you can see here, we have an oven where we can make some drugs. We will get into that mechanic soon, very soon. Instead, we're going to speak to this wolfman. Yes, I said wolfman. I could feel your stench from afar. You should be thankful I don't have an appetite for carcasses, eh? He hides his face under a hood. I can feel the smell of wet ground. And fur. See, that's something I find very strange. Stench and smell. They use the word feel. Like I'm no English major, so correct me if I'm wrong. But is that the correct use of the word feel? It might be. He hides his face. Blah blah blah. Yes, he's a dog. I came after you, your reek, to inform you about something, but looking in your face, someone has already done just that. These woods are full of little trinkets, treasures. If you find anything valuable, I will gladly have a look at it. Maybe if you give you something in exchange. My hamlet is close by, to the east of here. Remember this, because the likes of you always crawl back to me. To the east, that's very important. Oh, I almost forgot. A little welcome present. With this unusual bucket, you'll be able to drink our local crystal clear water straight from the well. You'll see when the night comes, you won't be able to live without it. Alright, so this wolfman's pretty cool. We can trade with him by I don't want this shit, meat. He buys weapons and ammo. And you can buy a whole heap of things off him, like a gas mask, some recipes, ammo and bullets, I guess. So we'll keep onto these mushrooms for now. And we can also gossip with him. Taking a stroll through the woods after dusk means certain death, mate. Better find some walls to hide behind nightfall and pray for the morning light. And we can also show him an item. We'll show him this dog tag. Oh, what a beautiful thing this is, meat. I know who it belonged to. The wolf giggles as he looks at the dog tag. You'd like to know too, eh? Funny that. Someone who would like to speak so much won't ever say a word. I'll give you an advice, almost for free. If you want to know more about where this thing came from, find a woman that stinks of chickens. You'll find a cottage not too very far here, to the southwest. Never eat soggy wheat bix. Southwest or in this direction. If you find anything worthwhile from her, do remember that I like information. It might be wise to live on good terms with me. Comrade meat. Back. Exit. Alright, so we've got a journal here, and we can read all these notes, which I'll probably do in the next episode. And we have a whole heap of quest items, and we've got a map. So this is the world, and he said that his hideout was to the east, and the woman who smelled like chickens was to the southwest. So that's probably our first destination we're going to go. And I'll probably get into the crafting mechanics, barricading mechanics, and nightfall in the next episode. But right now we're just going to harvest these mushrooms right here, because everybody likes mushrooms and drugs. Don't do drugs, kids. And every time you start the game, the reason why it takes so long to load is that this world is randomly generated. All the locations are randomized every time. We've got a lamp here and a wardrobe and a whole heap of stuff. Not really anything anywhere good to defend ourselves from, though, unfortunately. Basically all these windows are a death trap, because you can just climb right on over it. So you'd want to barricade these windows as soon as possible. But we're going to get into that in the next episode. We'll also look around the world and figure out exactly why this game is so terrifying. Until then though, guys, take care.